So try to imagine if news came out today that somebody named Mark had just been arrested in the US, and then Facebook Meta shares dropped 10%. That is basically what just happened in China. And it's totally silly, but it's also a great chance to show off how much you know about China and how these things can happen. So let me give you the gist in 3 minutes. And there's two parts to this clusterfuck. One part is political. The other part, believe it or not, is grammatical. And none of it has anything to do at all with commerce or business. So first, the politics. The company that was hit is Alibaba. And the person people thought might have been arrested was Jack Ma. And of course, Jack Ma is one of the richest people in China. He is the founder of Alibaba, which is headquartered in Hangzhou. And that's an important detail to this story. And Jack Ma, has kind of been in trouble with the Chinese authorities, really obviously since late 2020, when he tried to IPO his fintech subsidiary, Ant Group. Ant Group puts out Alipay, really popular consumer financial app. And that IPO was going to be the biggest in the history of capitalism, like a $35 billion IPO, until President Xi Jinping, unexpectedly stepped in and called it all off. Which, when he did that, it shocked the financial world, and it really signaled the beginning of a kind of broader political crackdown on tech stocks in China. Basically saying political leadership is going to shape how finance and tech evolves in this country. Thank you very much. Not you, tech company founders. And so because of this, now 2-year crackdown, right now in China, any hint that these tech founders are in political trouble, investors just dump their stocks. So that's the politics of this. Now, the grammar lesson. So what happened on Tuesday is Chinese state media reported that a person in Hangzhou with the last name Ma was arrested for using the internet to endanger national security. And immediately on social media, the rumors started to fly. Okay, this individual could be Jack Ma. And part of why they thought that might be is purely grammatical. See, in a Chinese news media report, if you want to hide a person's full name for privacy reasons, you can say Ma something. Ma Mo. Mo in Chinese means something. And it's kind of like saying Ma X. And that's considered pretty anonymous in China because there's 50 million people with that same surname, right? But if you're reading between the lines, if you're looking for an edge in the stock market, you might see that news report and say, aha, Ma Mo means that this person that's been arrested has only 2 characters in their name, Ma and one other character. Like, ding, 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 Jack Ma, because his Chinese name is Ma Yun. It's just 2 characters. And in China, most people's names are either 2 characters, Ma something, or 3 characters, Ma something, something. And if this person who'd been arrested had 3 characters in his name, then the news report would have said Ma something, something. But it didn't. So he must have 2. So it's a good chance that it was Jack. Which, I don't know, does that make sense? But it's why Alibaba's shares dropped over 9% when the Hong Kong stock market opened on Tuesday. It's also why later the same day, the same state media had to step in and say, okay, social media, you people have way overthought this one. We are now revising our original statement to tell you that the individual who was arrested was indeed Ma something something. Okay? And it's just a silly example with a really serious point, which is just how much the Chinese stock market responds to political signals today. A lot of people were expecting Chinese tech stocks were going to rally this week because last week, top officials in Beijing announced that basically the politicians are done cracking down on the tech sector, and from now on, it's going to be business as usual. But now this episode has shown, how fragile that rally is going to be, how hard it's going to be to get investors to look at these tech stocks just as businesses, because people have learned to react to what the government is doing, or in this case, what they didn't do. Anyway, I hope you found that as interesting as I did. Just a wonderful and crazy insight into what's actually happening on the ground in China today. So enjoy it, and thanks for listening.